Okay, here we are back here with the rows sewn. I'm going to show you how to pin them together, but first I'm going to show you that I have already sewn 2 rows together and I need to square it down. So, and then I'll show you how to pin it together in a minute. So I will take my big ruler, and I have a 15-inch, ruler, and many years ago I was given the advice to go with a ruler that is 15 inches square instead of just the 12.5-inch square, because it gives me more capacity to square different sizes of blocks all the way from 12.5 all the way through to 15. So this is the one I bought many years ago, and I still have it, and I just take care of it. It doesn't really go out of the house too much, so I don't want it to get broken or chipped. So again, it's a square, so I have my 1 and my 1 up in the corner here. Make sure you can see. And it's the same as squaring a unit. This is just now a larger unit. So I'm going to put that up in the corner. I'm looking to see that I have 4 1/4 here, 4 1/4 here, 12.5 here. All of my lines are making sense. I have my dot, and it's going straight up through the 4 patch here. Dots in the corner there, dots in the corner there, here. And it is looking very straight and very good. So now I would go up and around the corner, and there really isn't very much to take off, and then turn it around and do the same again. Up and around the corner. And as I showed you earlier, there really isn't very much that comes off, because the units started out accurately, and then we sewed accurately, and we did a check after 2 units were sewn in the row. And so these rows should go together ideally. One of the most wonderful things, just like last time when I was showing you about the intersections, it's the same with these. When you really can nail that point, that is just something that's just so exciting when you open it up and it's like that. I have pressed this, ooh, had a little thing there. Now see, that happens. There's real life quilting. I have pressed this upward because we have 2 noses that don't want to get turned down, and we have 1 here. So, you know, you're always trying to go with the path of least resistance. I will press that. I'll go back to my iron and press that down. But that is basically it for that. And now I'm going to show you how to pin the last row on. So you have this, and then you just flip it over, and you're always sewing horizontal rows for the last 2. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to butt it up against each other, and these are quite crisp, and I am going to pin it a lot. I'm going to pin 1 on each side of the seam like we learned before. And I would basically always, as I said to you earlier, I would pin on the cutting mat or on my table. And I want to make sure that this is flush in the corner here, because all of these rows are the same size. So there we are. And I'm just making sure that this is flush. So I'll put extra pins in here just for a safeguard. And then when I'm sewing over, I just pull out my pin before the needle comes down to it. Okay, and this side, it just kind of clicks into place there. And down here in the corner. And again, I'm not rubbing the edges, I'm just using my fingernails on this side, and then making sure everything is nice and flat and flush, flat and flush. And checking over on the side here, making sure that everything is in line, and then that's when I will sew this. And then when I have done that, I will have my entire block sewn, and then I will square it down completely. Now this is going to be a 12.5 by 12.5, before I sewed the other row on, it was 8.5 by 12.5. Now, simply pull your one up there, orient your ruler, and everything should line up. These dots are all lining up on the seam, 4.25, 4.25, all the way down, and there's your 12.5. And if at any point, and then you can up and around the corner and square it down. Now, at any point, if you find that there's a corner that isn't quite giving you the full width that you need, or something that just seems a little wobbly, then you need to take it back to your iron, give it a spritz, and again, you're pressing very flat. So these two are pressed out, these two are pressed in, these two are pressed out. So you can spritz it with best press, and then you can actually go from corner to corner, very flat, corner to corner, or you can go right across, so hold it, go right across, so you're getting all of your width on all directions. And then bring it back over and lay your ruler down, and you have probably gained another thread or so in the spaces that you need to, and you will have very, very little to cut off. Like I just will have a few little threads here. I'll show you. I'll just have a few threads. As you can see here, just a few threads and a few on the top. My camera is just in the way. Get that in the right spot. I think I need some new Invisigrip on the bottom here. It seems a little slippery. And make sure that your ruler is up on the table. You don't want it half on the table, half off the table. And it makes it more stable and secure for you. Okay, up and around the corner. So there we have it again, not very much to take off. So that is installment number 7. We have one more installment next Monday, and I'm going to show you how to do a sew and flip corner. It's something that we didn't explore in so far, so that'll be something for the last installment. See you next Monday. Bye.